question comes, should you really hate a rival? I mean, it's such a mean, nasty word. But in the case of clean, old-fashioned hate, there's really no other choice. Welcome between the hedges to Athens, Georgia and Sanford Stadium, home of the Georgia Bulldogs. As we'll see the national champions from last year, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, taking on a team from the SEC, the Georgia Bulldogs. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Georgia about to kick it off to get us underway. Here's the return from inside his 10. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So Georgia Tech's offense will start this game off with the football. If you just can't get enough football, well, Georgia Tech was the one for you last year. Between the hedges, they went 8 overtimes before the Dogs finally prevailed. So are you guys ready to go another 8 extra rounds this time?
Absolutely not. I got a plane to catch. But I tell you what, it was one of the most exciting games in all of college football. And Tech with the huge lead early, all the momentum swings, and Palmer obviously in the booth was pretty solid too.
It was one of those games, David, you just hated that somebody had to lose. And I think back to Haynes King at quarterback for Georgia Tech, throwing for over 300 yards, running for over 100 yards. He was incredible. There was one costly fumble. Was it targeting? Wasn't it targeting? The call went Georgia's way. And then we were running out of ways to describe 2-point plays, and we were running out of espresso late in the game. Bring your espresso for this one. It's going to be fun.
Trying to make magic. There he goes. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets it to midfield. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Trying to surprise him with the pass. He's got his man, makes the grab. You know, sometimes even a short game like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that and take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
Nice job by this junior quarterback to get it done on the ground. The Yellow Jackets back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. They'll go to the ground. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. The Ramblin' Wreck and the Dogs have been fighting it out for a long time. You know, people forget Georgia Tech is a charter member of the SEC. That was a long time ago. First meeting back in 1893.
Yeah, and reportedly they wanted to join the SEC later, and Georgia said no. But how about this? Tech has a line devoted to Georgia in their fight song about how much they hate them. So that gives you an idea of how deep the hate is.
Man, this guy's going to need some water when he gets to the sidelines. They've been putting him to work on this drive, right? You've seen him toting the rock with success. Now you're seeing him get involved in the passing game, too. They are highlighting his versatility here on this drive.
Yeah, and listen, offensively, you run the RPOs. You just want positive yards, make the right read the guy. If he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, go on to the next play.
And he gets it inside the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 9 where it'll be first and goal. This defense backed up, goal to go, and the crowd's giving them some juice. Let's it fly. And they can't. Look up, trying to make a completion in the back corner of the end zone. Might have to give that coach a flag and a whistle. He was right on in his view of the play, and the officials agree and overturn the call. They get set for the point after as we have the first score of the game. And the PAT makes it 7-0. The kickoff team is on the field, and we're ready to get this one underway. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So Georgia's offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. The matchup we'll be watching in this one really takes you back. Big-time running back going right into the face of a tackling machine at linebacker, David.
Yeah, and we're going to see this individual battle a lot. Not just in pass coverage when they match up, but just meeting in holes. And who's going to win when they go head-to-head? That will be a big factor in who wins this football game. But, Jesse, one-on-one, this is going to be a show.
This is going to be an incredible matchup that's going to go on until there's zeros up on the clock. Both of these guys have circled this game on the calendar because they knew who they were going to be facing. And two guys we know are going to play at the next level. But I think this is probably one of the better individual matchups we're going to see all season long.
Looking to fire. They go to the wide receiver screen. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few.
And these quarterbacks have to really trust their wide receivers that they're going to be disciplined and run to the right route when they're throwing that ball to the outside like that, because those corners are sitting there on the inside. And the worst thing that could happen is to miss inside and that quarterback be going the other direction.
This Georgia offense moving quickly down the field. They'll go back to the ground. Oh, he's got some space. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down. And the Dogs come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Got it in the middle. It's Brown. Tough, physical, hard-nosed running gets it to the 34. The Dogs with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Out of the gun, the running back has it. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. It'll be third and long. That's the end of the period, and Georgia Tech has the lead. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. So they go back to work after the break, and it is third down. From the gun, wants to pass. He'll take a shot. And they wanted it all on third down, but now dealing with fourth down. Georgia lining up to punt it away. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. Going to make sure he doesn't get a return on this one as the punt bounces out of bounds. The Georgia Tech offense rolls back onto the field. How about that blocking up front in that running game last time as they just... And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Quickly out on the screen to the wide receiver. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. This dog crowd is off the leash, and they are coming after them. Oh, that's going to be a safety.
Well, the defense could smell blood in the water in that situation. Did a great job pursuing, getting to the football, showing you all of that athleticism they have, and they come away with the safety.
So, guys, we'll get another look at this offense. Trying to make that rush think on the draw play here. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Wants to go up top. That's caught. It's Riddick. Brings it to the open. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Handoff from the gun. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. And the Bulldogs trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Fires to the big fella. And they just can't square him up, and he gets down to the 36.
And that's why play action is going to be big in this game. You saw how it just frees the second level of that defense just for a second and allowed the tight end to work himself vertically down the field. But how about this guy after the catch, right? So hard to bring down. What a weapon.
Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a third down stop. Georgia sends out the punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. And nobody able to handle that punt. They'll let it bounce and roll out of bounds. Georgia Tech has the ball back, and here comes the Yellow Jacket offense. And the last time they had the ball, they wound up giving up a safety, Jesse.
Yeah, that was ungood the last time they had it. So they got to do something here offensively to get into a rhythm, running and throwing the football. Try to find that consistency.
And try to find something positive with this offense. Forget about the safety. Those don't happen very often. Try to get some first downs together. Get some good mojo going.
And the Yellow Jackets want to move quickly.
Well, you got to be able to turn the page quickly on defense. Just gave up a first down on the ground, but here comes tempo. You've got to get lined up.
Picks up the first down. Guided out of bounds at the 34 and the running. Really coming through. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 34. The give on the inside. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Power football with the run. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a first down. The Yellow Jackets kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. Wants to throw on first down. Hauls it in. He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the first down. Good, solid pickup on that play. We've reached the 2-minute timeout. We've got a tight one, and they'll try to build on the lead before going to the locker room. And the Yellow Jackets can really attack on this 2nd and short. Quick release on the RPO. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. The Yellow Jackets pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. He fires one deep over the middle. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. And after the extra point, they're on top by 12.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times, touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Bring in the heat. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
The defense just simply not fooled by the play action. Oftentimes as an offense, you're hoping the run fake's going to slow down those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears pinned back.
It's 2nd and long now as this defense has some energy after that last sack. They'll run play action. Fires to the wideout. Intercepted for the 11th time this season. Was looking for a little more daylight for a big return, but he'll settle for the pick and setting his offense up at the 24. He'll start this drive firing. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly. Oh, they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go. Out of the gun to give to the back. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line and a big red zone opportunity here. The crowd getting behind this defense as they try to get a stop in the red zone. And he gets it inside the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 9 where it'll be 1st and goal. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. But a little time, lets it go. Firing to the right, complete. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch. They've moved it forward to the 2. Now it's 2nd and goal. 2 Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. Touchdown, Georgia Tech! And they take it in for 6 more points.
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half, running the ball, throwing the ball. They had insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the first half. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Fires to the middle. With the catch, it's Barnes. Good, solid pickup on that one. They got it out to the 40, and it's first down. To the air on first down. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. He's got it along the sideline. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Dogs!
We needed that. They needed to punch the ball in the end zone. They needed to cut this to a 2-score game, and they needed some positive momentum. Something going well, something to point to at half to say, guys, we got a chance. That drive, they put it together. Nice job by this offense.
Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. They'll snap the ball. First play of the drive coming from their own 24. Finds this big tight end. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. And the Yellow Jackets with a second and short to keep this drive moving. It's complete. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. Looking downfield on first down. And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Going to swing it on second down. Rushes on him. And he is sacked as the defense adds a little emphasis to wrap up this first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. Kickoff unit all lined up, and we're ready to put toe to leather. No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Down 2 possessions to start this third quarter. They'd love to build some early momentum.
You ain't lying, because you only got so many possessions here.
They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. The Bulldogs now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Almost had the completion, just missed it.
This is a situation here in the third quarter this offense did not want to be in, facing a top 10 defense, one of the best units in the entire country. They
lofts one high and deep. Makes the catch down the right side. And I wasn't sure they were going to be able to catch him. They finally did, but they gave up a huge play. The give to the tailback. Finding an escape route. And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So then getting that big chunk, getting in second and short, not a good job by this defense.
And the Dogs are at the line looking to convert on third and short. He'll keep it on the sneak.
3rd and 1, everyone knows it's coming, but the quarterback sneak is so hard to stop. They just got to get 1 yard. Nice job by the offensive line.
Well, a really good push by his center on that last play, making it easy for his quarterback to just tuck the football, belly it, get low, and drive your legs.
Delivers the stiff arm. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Georgia!
I love running backs that have a nose for the goal line, understand how to get there, finish strong into the end zone, know I get 6, and then go celebrate with your boys.
And he made that extra point, the wet turf, no problem at all. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Rambling Wreck offense rolls back onto the field. The give from the gun. Gets a bit of a surge, and he's knocked down after picking up 3 to the 26. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Off the bootleg to buy a little space. Takes the easy completion. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. The Dogs are off the leash and coming after him on 3rd down. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
And this team needs more of that, man. Like, this is a really close football game, and you've got to get these stops down the stretch and meet the physical challenge of this offense, and they do right there, man. And that's one step closer to getting this football back and maybe making this thing a football game.
So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Now adjusting. Hauls it in, the first down and more. Crosses the 35, out of bounds there. Nice pickup on the play, spotted at the 32.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that 4th down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Dances away from the pressure, going to his left. Wide open downfield. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets! Nice catch and good. To get it into the end zone. Lining up for the PAT. The defense just lost track of him. There's no other explanation. I've got to assume they knew he was in an eligible position.
Or it was just ridiculously good scheming on the offense, Reese. I mean, just an unbelievable job of getting your guy wide open.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a little more work to do to get on the board. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9. The Dogs have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. On 3rd and long, he'll have to turn it loose deep. And he dropped it. It looked for all the world like that would be a catch, and he just got too excited. Georgia lining up to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Makes the catch near the 50. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. The Georgia Tech offense rolls back onto the field. They stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game.
But we're not quite in the 4th quarter yet. We're almost there, but you're seeing the attitude shift now for this offense. They've got the lead, so they've got to be able to run the football. You're going to see a lot more of that, I think, as this game keeps going on. They're trying to wear this defense down when the game is almost over.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Guys, we've reached the end of the quarter, and Georgia Tech has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. They go back to work with the first down in the final period of this one. Looking to throw on first down. He wants it all. He caught it. And he will score. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. The Yellow Jackets showing a little sting as they build their lead against the Dogs.
How about them Jackets, man? This is so good for Georgia Tech fans. They're so jacked up and excited. They think the Georgia players, fans, they think they're buffoons. They're smarter, they're better, and when they can beat them on the field, they want to rub it in their face.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They didn't get much done the last time they had it to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. And he is snowed under, sacked at the 7. And the Bulldogs with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Second down, he'll throw it. Looking down the middle. Makes the grab. It's Barnes. And they're able to get him on the ground. The Bulldogs come to the line on third down, trying to keep this drive alive. They'll try to get it through the air. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down. They'll lead the offense out there to try to get it past the marker and pick up the first. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Well, at this point of the game, in the second half, down 3 possessions, you're not punting anymore, right? Every fourth down you're going to be going for, regardless of where you are on the field. The problem is, the defense knows it too, so they're going to play call accordingly. That time, they had a better play call on. They execute. It's just been that kind of day for this offense.
Back to pass on second down. Using his legs to buy some time. Trying to get rid of it. He just threw that one away. Nobody was getting open. He had to live to fight another play in the red zone. It'll be third down. The run from the shotgun. He did not make it a stone wall on third down. Now on fourth down, they'll settle for a field goal try. Right down the boulevard. It's good. And that lead grows even bigger. They keep pushing that lead out, and the kickoff team's getting some work.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, fourth quarter was sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest this way, and we're looking pretty good.
And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. We'll see if that failed fourth down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
Well, you hear about it all the time in football. Go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And, Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that first down.
Turning it on! And his molars are probably rattling after that big hit, but he did get the first down. And they'll line up from the 31 on first down. Wants to go up top on first down. Fires to the tight end. They get him at the 42, but he picked up 10 there. Georgia ready to dial it up on another first down. Wants to throw it. Setting up the screen. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. And the Dogs trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion. Now staring at a third down. Wide receiver comes in motion. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Deep shot for the end zone. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. No signs of any kind of kicker as they'll leave the offense out there to try to move those chains. On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. He's not afraid to go deep. Can't hook up on the long throw, and 4th down goes by the boards for this offense. This offense has it with really good field position. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Intercepted. They were back in their own end, and they stopped the drive. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. Gets it to him on the screen. They make the stop, but a good pickup there on 1st down. The Dogs in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. From the gun to give, looking for room. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Shotgun snap, wants to throw it on 3rd. Unloads to the wideout. Grabbed in the middle, it's Brown. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. And they just want to give this guy a chance to make a play on 3rd down, and more times than not, he is going to deliver.
He's so good, so efficient, such a good route runner, got the speed, got the complete game, so you definitely want to highlight him, and especially on those downs that matter the most. If something's not open quick underneath, find him, he'll make those contested catches.
Give to the back. Oh, what a move. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. And the Bulldogs are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up with the pass. He's picked off, and he's thrown a dozen of them. Taking it the other way. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return. Georgia Tech has the ball back, and here comes the Yellow Jacket offense. Firmly in control of this game. We'll see if they just try to run out the clock and get out with a victory.
Everybody on offense here should feel really good about their performance today, too, David. They had a really good game plan coming into this one, and they went out and they executed at a very high level.
Yeah, lights out, and this game's over. I'm interested to see the philosophy now. Do we keep chucking the pill and keep trying to score points? Because it's the defense's responsibility to stop them, or do they just run this clock and say, all right, we did enough today. We kicked them in the face.
He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening. A 1st down for the offense. Looking to throw on 1st down. It's complete to the right. There he goes. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
It's another good decision by the quarterback. You've got to be impressed here. On that one, he finds his tight end, but all game long, whether it's receivers or running backs or tight ends, wherever the best one-on-one matchup has been, he's been able to take advantage of it, and that's why they've been able to score so many points. Well, here in the 4th quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
That's caught. It's Brown.
And this game is obviously out of hand. But I think the fans would argue, too, at this point, like, all right, well, let's not throw checkdowns, right? Let's throw some deep balls and continue to open up this offense and keep fighting. I think that's what you want to see. You want to see your squad not quit. Keep fighting until the very end of the football.
Just outside the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 21. Wants to throw on 1st down. Dumps it to the back. Finds his man open. Touchdown, Bulldogs! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And that's why this running back is so dangerous. It's not just handing him off the football, but he's a weapon in the passing game. You see his ability to catch it, turn upfield, make people miss, and find the end zone.
On the run from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. One more play to pad the stats. Here's the handoff. That will be the final play.